This is story time with Dawn.
Oh.
We did a scrapbook for you and everybody helped.
Oh my goodness.
And I know this has been a rough year, losing John in January, and I thought this Father's Day was going to be a little tricky. So I wanted to do something special for you.
Well, thank you. Goodness.
So I'm going to read it because everybody doesn't know. This is 85 Reasons Why We Love and Admire Kenneth David Arganbright, Pops. And it's from all these people here. This is from Kathy. I love that he's a man of faith. He served in our home church for 30 years. His hands are hands that pray, hands that direct music, and hands that work. He encouraged his kids to follow their dreams. His joy for cooking for others. That he drove through a rainstorm at night to be in Georgia when Mark was born by emergency C-section. He also drove down to see Andy when he was born. I found an old picture of Ginger. He allowed me to go to live in New York City when I was determined to go. He brought home our pup Ginger when we were little. After seeing The Sound of Music, he held my hand and helped me run and jump from sofa to chair to recreate the garden scene. I don't know a whole lot of fathers that would do that. He treated me like a lady, and in so doing taught me how to act like one and what to expect from the guys I dated. I love that he volunteered to help run the spotlight for one of my dance recitals. That he paid for dance lessons for so many years. That he helped me put together my wedding. That he worked so hard to make Jubal and his family feel welcome when they came to Charlottesville. And how he loves his grandkids. That he loves to garden vegetables and flowers. And this is a picture that Mark Reed gave us. That is at Aldersgate in front of the pine trees on the side in the parking lot. That was probably before or after John and Robin's wedding. He taught me how to jitterbug and waltz. Megan and Brian want to learn that too. He taught me how to love Broadway musicals. He took me to see various theater performances as a child. I love when he would sing "Oh Holy Night" at church at Christmas time. And this is from Paul. Pops' love. When we were much younger, he could have let Clark and I continue to shiver in our cold, wet clothes all the way from Busch Gardens, but he stopped and bought us new clothes instead.
Oh, that's so kind.
Pops' wisdom. Knowing that boys are full of energy, he had Clark and I run at rest stops so we could sit still in the car during a long road trip. That was probably the trip to Florida to Kathy's graduation. You and Robin and Paul and Clark went on that trip. That's how we survived our road trip to Texas with our kids. I imagine so. Pops' present. Seeing Pops at my graduation from boot camp was more than a surprise. It touched my heart in ways that only a proud grandfather can. Pops' patience. Allowing his kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids to play on his piano without fussing at them for it. Pops' green beans. There's also several references to food in here, just telling you.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. This is from Christine. The way Pops always welcomed us and family over just like it was Christmas every time. I love how Pops always walks around with a song in his heart. I remember the first time he met Naomi, he walked around the dining room table putting her to sleep with music. I love that Pops loves the Lord, such an amazing legacy, serving the Lord and trying his best to follow him. Pops is an amazing cook. I'm always impressed at the flavor and love put into every meal. I love that Pops has a servant's heart. He's always willing to serve others and his family. And this is from Rachel. He always sends cards for every special occasion. He makes the best food. My favorite is his chocolate cherry cake. My favorite moments with him when I was younger was laying my head in his lap while he played with my hair and hummed and sang songs. He taught my daddy by example everything he knew about being the most patient and understanding parent ever. All of Daddy's lectures ended in, "I learned that from Pops." He is very easy to talk to about anything and gives the best advice. From Daryl, he welcomed me into the family with open arms. He makes delicious food and shares his recipes with me. He helped me cook for Paul and Christine's wedding and gave me cooking advice. He is always there to talk to if you need advice. He is a strong man at the head of his family that I strive to be like every day. And this is from Cindy and JB. They might pop in later. We appreciate your witness and faithfulness to God and your family. JB loves your home-cooked meals and your haircut. Cindy appreciates your love of music, and Cindy and JB admire the way you adopt others into your family. And this is from David and Camude. Pops has been a rare and precious gift to have as part of our family. We are very grateful for all of his love and kindness. And this is from Eva Marie. Pops is an amazing man of principles and faith. His generosity is something that never seemed to end. He would have meal after meal for the family, never shy with sharing a recipe. You can count on it. His kindness is something that will touch your heart. It has mine. Thank you, Pops. This is from Clark and Liz. We love when Pops hums while he's eating. You never forget to send thank you cards. This is one of my very favorite pictures. And this is the one, it was taken on the couch at Mom and Dad's at Montavana, and all the kids just started leaning over on Pops. It was so cute. Your desserts are the best. You look great in blue. You have a kind spirit to all. And this is from, obviously, a bunch of people. No one makes better macaroni and cheese. Megan, Clark, and Liz, Brian, and David. And this is from Kenneth. Pops is a great cook. Thank goodness for his biscuits back in my picky eater days, I should say. Pops gives great hugs. And this is another one of my favorite pictures. This was at Paul and Christine's wedding. And anyway. It's really cute. Pops has always been so supportive and present at every family event. Pops has always been a great role model. I love hearing stories of Pops' youthful mischief when he was in college. It gives me hope. From Kelsey, Pops has a huge heart. Pops always makes you feel welcomed and loved. Pops is a great storyteller. Pops has an amazing smile. And this is from Megan. Thank you for your support. Birthdays, Christmas, clogging, and Ministry in Motion performances. I appreciate your presence more than you know. Your meatloaf is my second favorite after macaroni and cheese. You are so comforting, like when you curl my hair with your fingers. I enjoy your spontaneous singing and humming. Your dedication to your church is inspiring. And this is from Brian. Definitely a side benefit of moving to Virginia is your cooking. I really like the Cabana dump cake.
The what?
Cabana dump cake.
Okay.
You made that recently with the macadamia nuts on top and coconut. Brian still remembers. From David, thanks for the purple bikes you gave John and I for Christmas when we were living in Texas. Thanks for being mom and dad when circumstances required it while we were growing up. I am so grateful you made the decision to move your family back to Virginia in 1969. Thanks for moving to Waynesboro so we could spend more time with you. Everything I needed to know about being a dad I learned from you and Jerry Carter. Thank you. I learned from the best. Love you, Dad. And this is from me. I am totally in awe of your ability to hold your tongue and not give unsolicited advice to the newlyweds making every mistake in the book. I'm talking about us. Newly married and new parents in less than 18 months. In addition, your advice is only given when asked for and always with grace, wisdom, and understanding. Your humility, transparency, and humor always made for an effective delivery while being easy to follow. I never tire of listening to you say the blessing before family meals, always with eloquence. Thank you for establishing a firm spiritual foundation. and legacy for your children to follow. The time and love you invested has reaped big dividends in our marriage, soon to be 33 years. Thank you. You have such a spirit of generosity in sharing your time and talents with family and friends, from cooking for crowds of all sizes to directing a choir for over 20 plus years unpaid. Thank you for showing up for basketball games, soccer games, clogging performances, martial arts demonstrations, birthday dinners, and countless other family events for 31 years. There is no way to assess the positive impact you have made on our children. Just knowing that Pops would be there affirmed to Clark, Kenneth, and Megan that they were loved, valued, and important. It means the world to them now more than ever. When David and I were married and starting our family, we made a joint decision to stay in Virginia as we wanted our children to grow up spending time with their grandparents. It was the right decision for us, and we are so grateful. Love you, Ken. And this is from Robin. My five favorite things about Pops. Pops is a wonderful, loving man. He opened his heart to me the day that I met him and accepted me into his loving family. For that, I'm forever grateful. Pops showed me a new side of being a Christian by the way he lives his life. His gentle nature and peaceful spirit inspire me. I love getting greeting cards from Pops on every occasion. I look forward to the next holiday because it is always the perfect card. Beautiful on the outside and meaningful on the inside. Pops always impressed me with his wisdom. He would wait until you asked him what he thought about something, and you needed to be ready to listen because his advice was sound and godly. He had a different way of thinking about things, and John was just like him in that respect. I love watching Pops in the kitchen. He is poetry in motion. He provides his own soundtrack as he creates wonderful and tasty meals. And there's one more picture, and that's from Mark 2.
Mm.
That was it, John the Robin's way.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Well, how nice. I don't recognize myself.
Oh.
Goodness, thank you.
Anyway,